Busby, photographer, also CEO of 3D Buzz Incorporated, a training business that focuses on teaching how to do 3D animation, programming, game design, etc. I've dabbled in it for about the last 10 years, and about the last 2 or 3 years I've really started taking things pretty serious. Well, my photography love is kind of interesting. It's all over the place. I love everything from macro photography to the really deep and dark, scary type stuff. The dark stuff comes from inspiration from H.R. Giger, and also Jurek Kubicki is another outstanding artist. Also another artist that I find a lot of inspiration from, but not one visually, is Scott Sigler. He is an author, but he writes about disturbing things, sci-fi type disturbing stuff, and I find a lot of inspiration from what he writes that kind of comes to mind, you know, when I'm reading. Biggest goal, I guess, is really with my company, 3D Buzz. Just continuing to grow that. We're working with most of the film industry when it comes to special effects and training the people that are working with those companies, and also the game companies. As far as my photography goes, it's really something that I enjoy doing, and I mean, I might start looking at doing it a little bit more professionally in the future, but for now, it's just something that makes me happy. It's my breakaway from the educational side of things that I normally do. Well, I used to be the director of animation at the Renaissance Center in Dixon, Tennessee, and getting professional training in 3D animation is very expensive. So I ended up starting a website where I would produce and offer free 3D education. And from there we started growing, and then we got larger and larger, and of course some of the studios started coming to us and they would say, hey, your training is fantastic, you know, can you do something specific here or there? And so we ended up focusing more on the professional level content that was being created for these studios. And then with that, 3D Buzz really kind of blossomed into a corporation as opposed to just a company that was trying to help people with free education. So the bottom line, it was all about helping the little guy who didn't have the money to spend to go out and get an incredible education in 3D animation by providing videos that they could get freely online. And we still do that to this day. But we also focus on a lot of the higher end stuff with companies like ILM and Pixar, etc. You can just go over to jasonbusby.com. Simple enough. I'm Jason Busby, and I'm a raw artist.